Alright guys, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to turn this into kind of a series of videos. Look at the shutter speed. Whoa! Series of videos or just compile it all into one project video. But to sum it up, I'm probably going to start getting a lot more stuff soon to review. And I may need a test bed to review a bunch of shit. You know, a test bed. Either a case that I keep building in and out of to taste. Yeah, I'm going to taste them. Test parts all day, or you know, one of those what is it, light speed or high speed, what are they called, you know, test benches that come ready built and they're kind of modular and you just, you know, add and subtract what you need, whatever, all that. But I'm going old school and I'm going to do this myself. Computers in the day were made on top of wood, you know that, you know, like the first Apple and stuff. But nonetheless, Apple is not going to be an issue when it comes to a working surface. I just said Apple. Wood is not going to be an issue when it comes to a working surface because it's not conductive, it's just freaking wood, man. So I've got myself a finished piece of wood here, about 1 inch thick, 12 inches wide. This one is, I think, 6 or 4 feet, no, 4 feet, yeah, it's 4 feet long, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. I may, thankfully that I have extra length, I may add some extra, you know, space left over for like an ATX size. ATX is going to be about lengthwise up to maybe here, you know, just shy of 12 inches. And being that this is, yeah, also 12 inches across, I'm not going to cut. And ATX is usually up until around 10 inches or so. So I'm going to have about this much left over, but good. Just in case if I need to lace something here, or just to be on the safe side, you know, fail safe, whatever. And if I ever do get eATX, then I should be fine. So I may just, you know, I may not even worry about screwing in the rest of the screws for an ATX. I may just let it hang over, you know, a little bit. As long as the rest of the screws, the majority of the other ones are on, it's not really going to bother me so much. But anyway, on to what I'm doing now. Yeah, so I'm debating if I actually want to screw in standoffs, permanent ones in here, so I can just drop in place each motherboard, whatever I get. As far as graphics cards, I'm probably just going to let them sit there unless I eventually build little, essentially their own standoffs or supports, little support columns, you know, little handles here on the sides like you see on those ready to go test benches. I may do that with something, I don't know yet. But in reality, I'm never really going to be moving it, so unless I knock into the thing, it should be fine. You know, just setting the graphics card here, letting it kind of just chill on its own weight. Just don't be padding it, because then it might, you know, it's going to add a lot more stress to the PCIe, you know, whatever expansion slot you're actually using. But anyway, so, oh my goodness, what was I? Yeah, so what I'm going to do as far as standoffs, I'm debating if I just want to screw right into the wood, which will be fine. You know, make little holes and then, you know, strategically placed holes. Sounds wrong, but maybe. To put the motherboard on and just directly go onto there, because it's going to be fine. Or I can make those holes still and just put standoffs. But, I don't know. Either one's going to work. It's just, I guess, the standoffs are going to give me a little bit more height, but I don't really care. I just got to bring it up close to here as close as possible so the graphics card doesn't start like hitting. The graphics card has to overhang, the lower part of that bracket has to overhang here. So I got to get that close. I'm just going to look at the dimensions of a, you know, I'm just going to get, the best way to do is just get an ATX, lay it right here, right along the edge where an I/O shield would be going, clearly over here, and just mark the holes. That's it. You should be fine. There's no real rocket science to it. It's just kind of common sense and logic. And yeah, and then I'm not going to keep it, I could keep this bare wood, but what I want to do, I want to make it look, oh my god, the ISO on this thing. Sorry guys if it's like really bright, the sun keeps going in and out, so I'm trying to adjust the ISO and whatnot as necessary. But I try to look for a cleaner board with not as many knots, but hey, you know what, natural wood, no big deal. It was already pretty sanded and smooth. I mean, it's finished wood, so this is a bit of a rough spot, but it's okay, no big deal. It's more organic that way, it's more real. And so I sanded it down just a little bit with 400 grit, get her done. And then just use some mineral spirits to get rid of the dust. I sanded the underside a little bit too, but I'm not going to use that because look, you got all the nomenclature here and shit from the pallet number and whatever else, all that shit. I'm not going to use that side. And what I want to do is stain this. Really brings out, well, a different color obviously. You can keep the grain of the wood. I don't think I'm going to seal it, sealant. Eventually over time, maybe scrapes here and there, it's eventually going to come off. So I think I'm just going to stain it enough that it stays stained. It's going to keep the color, just over time it may fade in certain areas, but then all I have to do is restain. It's no big deal. And the wood is still going to be kind of porous because I haven't sealed anything yet, so it's still going to be absorbent even over time. Okay, I think I'm stroking my wood a little too much in this video. But yeah, so I'm not going to use the underside. I probably won't even stain the underside. I'll stain the edges, definitely the sides, because I'm not going to have like black and you know, white here. And speaking of black, well, I'm going to be using this. I got the cheaper one. Where is it? Wood finish, ebony. I nearly got one that said Kona, because the Kona looked like it could match my desk. You can't really, let me see. The Kona one looked like it could match my desk, and my desk is kind of like really dark oak, I guess. But I wasn't, you know, that was my original plan wasn't to match my desk. I literally wanted the board to be black, and just, I don't know, be cool that way, I guess. So, bloop. Oh, is that rain? I might have to leave. I don't want the board getting wet. I want it to stay nice and dry. I may stain it tonight, but I'm debating if I want to do the holes first, which I'm probably going to do holes first, then stain. Because I'm not going to go through the work of staining everything and then have it all come out to shit, or have the holes ruin something. Oh my god. The ISO, it's killing me. But yeah, so that's going to be this is step one already, really, just preparing the board. I think I'm going to post this as a separate video right now. I'm not even going to edit this thing. Probably just give it my bump in the intro, that's it, you know, and yeah. So here we go. Makeshift test bench from scratch, man. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I have a server, like 3U thing box, and I could use that if I just leave it open and use that as a test bench, but I'd rather do this. It just seems more, it's going to be more open, better airflow, easier to access. Now the power supply, that's the thing. I don't have like levels to put shit like, oh, CD player is up here, power supply is down here, hard drive's here, then everything else is here. I'm just gonna have to lay it off to the side, or extend this even more when I make my initial cut, my you know, final cut. Maybe I'll go, instead of 12 inches for the ATX, maybe I'll go 14, 15, so I have like, I could just lay the power supply here, lay a hard drive here, maybe even put some Velcro and keep them in place. Because yeah, the power supply I should never really need to move, nor the hard drive or whatever else I'm testing. The other things I'm testing, maybe CPUs, motherboards, and GPUs for sure. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, this will be a first part. I'm just going to go ahead and post this as is. If you guys want to see the rest of the series posted, give this video a like. If you don't give a fuck, give it a dislike, and tell me why. Tell me why you don't give a fuck. If you just simply don't give a fuck, then leave. Leave, because I'm finished with you. Okay, bye.